What is going on, all my amazing survivors? Welcome to a Monday night. Not Monday morning, Monday night. That means we survived Monday. This is good news. This is good news. Applaud yourself. Golf clap. Golf clap, because some of you may live in apartments and your neighbors are fussy. Anyway, thank you everyone for just pushing through the day. Thank you. Like y'all did it. Y'all did it. And before we get going, if you can, go to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is hurting big time on views and likes. So if you could, please go to YouTube, subscribe to our channel, and then if you see a video you like and share the video, okay? And then on Facebook, if you can, like our page, like a video, and then share it. And as always, if you're on Facebook, go to YouTube, subscribe, like, and share. If you're on YouTube, go to Facebook and like the page, like a video, and then share. That's right. That's right. We got it. Tonight's video is going to be a little bit different, okay? So this weekend, I got the privilege of being able to meet a gentleman by the name of Jeffrey, who comes to us from the Magic community, okay? He is the first individual that will be part of our collections series that we're doing, right? The collection series is where I am sitting down with these people. They are showing their collections. They're talking about whatever trading card game that they are into. And I mean, honestly, the video is about them. The video is about them. It's not about me. It's not about, opening up brand new product. I mean, it's about them and just their passion for, it's their passion for whatever game they're in. What got them into that game? What got them just invested? What keeps them invested? Jeffrey tried to play it all modest, like, I don't have a lot of cards, but he does, right? And he's got some amazing cards. All that aside, it has been so long since I have met someone that is just so genuine and just so, just talking to him, just down to earth, talking nerd with him. The man's knowledge about Magic is just amazing, honestly. Just absolutely amazing. I was just listening to him talk, and you're gonna see in this video. I let him talk, and that's what this video is about. I want to be able to get these people that have spent their time and energy, that are passionate about it. I want to get these guys on video, and that's their time. That is absolutely their time. Not only that he came in here just so humble and so kind and just, welcoming, and so positive, which everybody needs positivity these days. Then, if that wasn't enough, Jeffrey donated. He donated. He's, the first individual that, has actually reached out and was like, hey, I'd love to, help you get started. And donated, again, I have a box. We're going to start getting into the, these are actually going to be part of videos that we're going to be filming, just kind of showing you everything that he has contributed to, to Fire and Ice Games. And, it was brought to my attention, by somebody that watches my videos, brought to my attention that yesterday, I had long gaps when I'm trying to talk about my meeting with Jeffrey. And I explained to this individual today, it's not the fact that, because I don't do any of this scripted, I want y'all to see me for me. That's what this page is about. It's about getting to know people for who they really are. And so I don't script any of this. But honestly, my lack of words trying to explain this amazing individual, and just when you think you can't, just when you think that, okay, well, this guy's great, then he goes another extra mile and does something that he didn't have to do. And you don't meet people like that anymore these days. You don't. Jeffrey, this video is for you. This video is, this is your time. It's a two-part video. Today's video, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's long because I told y'all, I'm not editing, I'm not cutting anything out. Like, this video is him talking just about Magic and what got him into it. And he even starts diving into, he warned me going into it. He was like, I don't think you understand, how much I can talk about Magic. And I'm like, that's what I want. That's what I want. I want people that are actually passionate about this to, because there are people out there that they want to get into this stuff and they just can't, you know, there's a reason that's holding them back. So I need passionate people on that collection series that I'm doing that are going to show off what they've got and just talk. And so this video is for Jeffrey. This is his time. Tomorrow's video is going to be us actually kind of diving into, you know, just kind of showing a few of the things he does. And then I'm going to show y'all, you know, 1 or 2 pieces of the stuff that he donated as well. So y'all can just see. I mean, I don't, you know, when you go such a long time and you start losing, you know, hope that there's kindness out there and there's people out there that, there are people out there that, you know, that aren't just in it for themselves, you know, that actually want to help others. When you meet those people, I think it becomes so rare nowadays, it kind of blindsides you, you know, and that's what happened to me yesterday. And I've talked about him all day today, just to different individuals about what I was able to experience. And I mean, Jeffrey, you're an amazing person. Okay. So everyone, please take the time, watch this video. Literally, this is just Jeffrey just talking and just him. I ask him some questions and he talks and he's so down to earth, you know, and he kept it honest and out the gate like this too. I mean, it's not like I had to coax him out. He, you know, when I asked him, I was like, are you gonna be nervous, you know, with filming? He's like, no, let's go. I mean, he's so positive with everything. And even, you know, us parting yesterday, like even then, like he even left with, you know, some positive motivation. And I don't know how you do it, sir, but don't change. Please don't change, because if the world had more people like you, I promise you, we wouldn't be seeing a quarter of the nonsense going on. So I hope everybody enjoys this video. Like I said, Jeffrey gets 2 parts, and it's tonight and tomorrow. And tomorrow will be a, you know, culmination of the last part of his video where we actually dive into some of his stuff, and then we're also going to be showcasing some of the stuff that he donated that he didn't have to. You have to understand, he reached out through the community, he reached out through Jessica, you know, and I'm going to be reaching out to you as well, because you got called out yesterday as well. But like he ended up reaching out and he wanted to help, and I was like, okay, well maybe he's gonna like help me get into some contact with some other people. And it wasn't. He's like, hey, listen, like I've got this, this, and this. And then when he left yesterday, he's like, how about we do this, this, and this? Like, what can I do to help? So, sir, all day, like you are amazing. So I hope everybody enjoys this video. For anybody out there that, you know, if you've got a huge collection, I don't care if it's Magic, I don't care if it's Yu-Gi-Oh, I don't care if it's Pokemon, and you don't mind me, you know, filming and talking to you, please reach out to me. Let me know. Okay? Let me know, because like I said, this is one of the things that Fire and Ice Games is about. It's about bringing people together and showing that, you know what, it's okay to be yourself. It's okay to enjoy something, even if, no matter what, you know. And Jeffrey, we're going to be having him back. We're going to be doing more films with him, because again, like he has some amazing ideas, and I can't wait. So, you know, there's not going to be a follow-up after his video. I mean, like I said, tonight's video is about him and it's for him. Okay. And, if there's any way I can repay you, Jeffrey, let me know. I will do what I can. Okay. Anybody that's struggling today, anybody that struggled over the weekend, I am proud of you. You made it this far. Okay. You're gonna have dark days. It's going to happen. Just don't let those dark days, don't let it blow out that light. No matter how small the light is, that is your light. You hold on to it. That is yours. And I'm proud of you for being here today. If anybody needs me, if anybody needs to talk, let me know. I say this all the time. Let me know. Message me. You know, if it's at 2:30 in the morning, message me. You know, and I will get back to you as soon as I am able. Okay, because I want you here. All right, I want you here. Just keep holding on. That's all I ask. Just keep holding on. Okay. I love you all. Thank you all just for everything. And again, Jeffrey, thank you. I honestly just thank you. So I'm not going to hold it up anymore. Here's Jeffrey. Hey everyone, this is Zachariah of Fire Nice Games. I am here with Jeffrey Thrash. Jeffrey, how are you today?
Pretty good.
That's awesome, man. First and foremost, I want to say thank you for coming out and sitting down with us. I mean, and the fact that I told everybody in the video I did last night that Jeffrey is actually donating a pretty good amount to us as well, and that means so much. It truly, truly does. Jeffrey, I appreciate your time, like I said, for actually driving all the way out here. But from my understanding, you live here in Cumming.
I do.
Which is absolutely amazing. So, I mean, you're a local. So.
Yeah, and actually, when you get your shop going, right now, well, before all this happened,
yeah.
I was driving to Dahlonega or Cleveland.
That's just, that's absolutely crazy. I
right.
think, to me, that's just absolutely crazy.
Well, and the thing is, unfortunately, when you make a group of friends and they go to that shop, then, right, if you're the odd man out that lives far away, then...
You're driving.
Right. And
you're driving.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, Jeffrey, just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself. You know what I mean? You said you were from here in Cumming. Have you lived here your whole life? And,
we moved here right before I started kindergarten.
Okay.
And then we moved from here when I just started high school to Dahlonega.
Okay.
And then I think I lived there 5 years, maybe. And then I moved back here.
Okay.
We moved to Florida for 3 months. That was
something
else. No, it was my brother's and my brother and his wife. Their dream was to live in Florida.
Okay.
And I thought I wanted to do that too. I was wrong, but that's fine.
You got the Georgia in your blood once it's there.
It is, and that was one of the problems too. My brother's like, now you got to be a Gators fan. I was like, doubt it. Never happening.
Can't do it.
He did not like me wearing my Bulldog hat in Florida, but I don't care. No, I wear my Bulldog hat, Florida, Tennessee. I don't care.
So, you're married?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
How long have you and your wife been married?
Why did you ask me that? You said no curveball.
No, I'll take it. It's been, y'all been married for a while.
17 years. We got married. I was 18 and she was 17.
That is absolutely amazing. I mean, seriously, that is absolutely amazing.
It is. And I know there's a magic video, but let's just say that for anybody that's not married and who has pre-notions of it, it's not easy.
Yeah.
But it's worth the effort you put in and the time. And, I mean, honestly, it's like now if 17 years later, it's like, I mean, I couldn't see myself anybody else. I mean, who else is going to put up there with this guy? I mean...
Well, as you said, this is a magic video. However, from what I understand, your wife plays magic as well.
She does. She did not when we met, and she did not know I played when we met. Okay. So, she... I don't know, took the plunge and decided to play it because I did. She doesn't play it as much as me, but her format is Commander, and, anybody that doesn't know Commander, then, Commander is a 100-card deck, singlet format, so you can have one copy of a card in your deck, and you have a Commander, which, whatever color identity your Commander is, and I have a card, so the color identity is in the casting cost.
Okay.
So whatever color identity your Commander is, you can only have that color in your deck.
Okay.
And one ofs. So
very nice.
It is more of a, as long as you're not playing the competitive side, the side that we play, it's more of a social game.
Okay.
A lot of people maybe, when I was young, my parents would, Friday, Saturday night, their friends would come over, they'd play poker.
Okay.
And they wouldn't really even play for money, but, it was just the social aspect of it.
Right.
So that's what Commander is for most of us.
Okay.
There are people who play it, competitively, and it's not quite as fun. Yeah. But she plays Commander, and she actually plays Kalia, and this is her deck box.
Okay. It's a big deck box.
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I used to be a lead at work until I decided I didn't like being a lead.
Okay.
And, my team for Christmas, I got them all, 2 years ago. 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 2 I think it was just like $20. I just gave them cash but I wanted them to know I appreciate, them coming to work every day for me and, going to bat for me and everything. So they took $5 out of what I gave them and bought me this for Christmas.
That is
and
amazing.
When I opened it, I was like, oh, my wife's going to love it. So I had to explain to them because they didn't know Magic either.
Yeah.
But, it was really nice. And the deck box is really nice. It's kind of falling apart now. But, and actually, her commander is Kalia, and she's played this one for 11, 12 years. But it is actually altered.
Everybody, let's take a look. Altered. Still, it's an absolute beautiful card. Look at that. All right.
And she loves that deck. And if Robert's watching, she kills Robert first.
Oh, yeah?
Play commander. Yep, that's the rule. You kill Robert first. So, but yeah, like I said, she don't play as much as me, but she enjoys it. She'll go to pre-releases with me, and she'll play. She's not competitive, but she has a good time.
Right.
But I will tell you, if you ever get into Magic and you just want to play when all this is over, and go to a pre-release with Jessica.
Okay.
Because Jessica knows how to pre-release like nobody's business.
Okay.
She always plays what we call 5-color goodness.
Okay.
She takes all 5 colors that she opens.
Right.
Well, I guess I should explain the pre-release, right?
Yes, please.
So you get a pre-release pack. It comes with 6 booster packs, which all have 15 cards each. And then you usually get a promo card, which is randomized with a date stamped on it and foil.
Okay.
And then what happens is everybody opens that and then makes a deck. And then you play usually 4 rounds.
Okay.
And a lot of places play, if you win a round, you win a pack.
Okay.
So, win a round, win a pack, boom. And then the winner usually gets like an extra 2 packs or something.
Okay.
Now, Jessica takes all the colors of cards she has and shuffles them together, she doesn't know how many lands, and then just plays it. But I can tell you, I've never seen anybody who has more fun at a pre-release than Jessica.
Okay.
And I have more fun watching her play. And the look on people's face when sometimes her deck works and wins against them is just like,
what just happened?
What is she playing? Every time what is she playing? Oh, that's 5-color goodness. But she just shuffled all her cards together. Yes, and beat you. So if it is amazing. I love watching Jessica play Sealed. It is so much fun.
Well, I'm definitely gonna be reaching out to Jessica. Because like I said, she's a special shout out to Jessica. She just reaching out and just kind of getting everything going. It truly, I gave her a shout out in the video, and I'll shout it out again. It means a lot.
Oh yeah.
But
and Jessica made that commander group too.
Okay.
And she named it Jessica and Jeff's Awesome Commander Group or something like that. Because Robert was not being a nice person that day, so she put my name.
Okay.
So, but her husband Robert.
Yes.
Just to go into a Magic story.
Yeah.
When I started working, I met him, and we worked together a few months, and we talked, music and whatnot, Slipknot and ICP and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And, we became friends. But then one day, Magic came up, and I found out he played Magic. That was the end of it. We were friends from then on. Even though I did tell him one time in 3 years I would never know him, but I thought I wasn't going to work at that job for long.
Right.
Touche. But we played at work.
Right.
We met a lot of people at work that played.
Right.
There's another guy, I'll just say his name. His name's Jason Sutton. And he played Magic, and he was a judge, and he played competitively.
Oh, wow.
And me and Robert would play what we call tabletop Magic.
Okay.
Which is basically just jank decks, just terrible decks. If you played competitively, you would get destroyed.
Okay.
But that's how we played.
Right.
And both of us played that way, so it worked fine.
Just having fun.
Right.
I mean, yeah, okay.
Jason was a more competitive person, so when he started coming around at lunch, you know, it was like, why are you playing that card? You should play this card.
Right.
And, you know, to be fair, it did make me and Robert better at Magic in a competitive way.
Okay.
We could still have fun because we didn't make ultra competitive decks,
Right.
but we made our decks better.
Okay.
And we had better games, you know, closer games.
Right.
So, you know, that was really great. And really with Magic, I've met a lot of really good friends that some of them I talk to weekly, daily, whatever. Some of them I don't talk to that often, but if they see me at a Grand Prix in Atlanta, if they happen to come to the shop I'm at, you know, it's like we never parted because, you know, we're just bonded over this game.
Well, you and I had actually, you know, we were actually discussing this off camera before we started this interview, but I mean, that's one of the things that, you know, you and I were talking about is just how many people can really just bond over these trading card games, no matter where you sit on any issue, any topic. I mean, honestly, when it comes to these trading card games, it truly does, I feel, offer a pathway to people just leave all the nonsense at the door and just be neutral, you know, on something. And I think it opens up a lot of doors for friendship as well, which I think is great.
It does. And yeah, like you said, you know, to be honest, so we'll start there. I started playing Magic in, you'll have to excuse me, 94, 95.
Okay.
So, and this was long ago.
Right.
And I think I was in, I want to say middle school, but
Okay.
it might have been at the end 5th grade or so, but somewhere in that area.
How'd you get into it?
Honestly, I saw some people playing it,
Okay.
and it looked interesting. My brothers, older brothers, before they became teenagers, they would play Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay.
This was before all the books, too.
Right.
This was when you had to write your own
Right.
campaign. You had to draw your maps out.
Right.
So, you know, it was always a fantasy whatever. So I saw the game, I was like, that seems interesting. And back then, when I started, I don't remember the name of the product, but basically it came with 2 decks. Pre-set. The cards were set in a specific order, and there was a book. And 2 people sat down, and it told you step by step, all right, turn 1, this is what you do, and this is why.
Okay.
So, like, on my turn 1, it would say play a land. And for anybody that doesn't know, a land is, in Magic, you have to play lands, and they tap, which tap is turned sideways.
Right.
And if you really get technical, there's a degree in which you're supposed to turn it, but most people don't care. But you tap it, turn it sideways, and it produces what they call a mana of whatever color it is. You know, islands produce blue, swamps produce black, forest is green,
Right.
mountains are red, and plains are white. And what this book did was basically walk you through your first game of Magic. Because they knew what you were going to draw.
Right.
They knew what your opponent was going to draw. They knew, you know, attack because they have no blockers, da-da-da-da. So me and my buddy, Ty was his name. I think my parents got me one, and we just sat down and, you know, learned how to play. And then after that, you know, once you really start playing Magic, you don't know who plays Magic until you start playing Magic, unfortunately. Yeah. Because once we learned, then next thing you know, you go to school, oh, look, there's a table of people playing. Oh, look, they're talking about Magic. Oh, so, you know, we kind of more and more. And my parents used it for school, too. You know, oh, you know, if you get this on your report card, we'll give you, you know, you'll get a booster pack from, you know, the card shop.
Right.
So, you know, I mean, it didn't take long for me to fall in love with the game because it's just kind of an escape. Not that life's terrible, but sometimes you just want to, like...
You need a break. I mean, honestly, you need a break.
Right.
And you know, I said, you know, some people, you know, respond to it, but, I mean, life does get in the way a lot. It truly does, you know, and I think... And some people do need that escape.
Right.
You
And
know?
I mean, honestly, now, not now, but before all this,
Right.
like, I would really play on Friday night. I don't only play once a week. And it's not because I don't want to.
Right.
But even that once a week was okay, Friday Night Magic, and, you know, I don't know if Wizards of the Coast, the company that, you know, they did it purposely on Friday, so it would be something to look forward to. You know, like I saw in your videos, we made it. You know, that's how it felt when I walked into the card shop. I made it. I'm at F&M now. I'm ready to play. You know, and it's just able, like you said, we don't have to talk about, you know, like at this point, we don't have to talk about the pandemic. We don't have to talk about politics. You know, because that's all over the TV and the radio and
it consumes everyone's lives. I mean, honestly, I don't know about you, but, you know, just for myself, I can't even have normal conversations with people without them bringing up something, whether it's, and again, you know, no matter what side of the fence you're on, it's like it's a pandemic, the election, you know, even other countries, and it's like, okay, seriously, let's talk something else. Let's have a fun conversation.
Right. Can we just, you know, talk about, and it is hard though, because like movies aren't coming out and stuff, so, you know, some stuff you used to talk about, now it's like, but see, we can't talk about movies because none of them's come out.
Well, the sad part is even talking about movies, you know, is because, you know, movies, sports, everything is just so politicized now, and
it is.
Like, so even then, you know, when you start talking about these things that used to be, you know, where you could just talk about enjoying the movie, somebody somewhere is mentioning, hey, this.
You're right, actually.
Did you see what this actor, this actress did? Or
you're right, because
what about the sports teams this weekend? Yeah, but did you see? Yeah. And that's one thing that I say all the time is like, you got to be able to have that neutral zone, that zen. You have to be able to have that zen, and I, you know, and from what I'm hearing from you, that's something you get, you know, when you play Magic.
When I go play Magic, like my group of friends that are there, we might have those conversations about things like that, but we also are going to talk about Magic, and the other thing is we're going to talk about our lives.
Right.
When things are going bad, when things are going good.
Right.
You know, and honestly, like a lot of the people I've met through Magic, when things are going bad, like they'll be there to help you out, you know, like friends, because they are your friends. But, you know, even like the people I don't have their number, but I see them, or I used to see them every Friday. You know, even them, you know, if they see I come in and I'm not myself, hey, is everything okay? And they'll take the time. And, you know, Magic, I can speak for Magic community, and I think Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon are the same. If I'm wrong, somebody could comment.
No, I mean, like I said, I've seen that. I mean, again, I've seen that in both, honestly.
And there are bad, though. I'm going to be honest. Let's put that out there, too. You are going to run into some people who take this game way too seriously and make it no fun for you. And if you play them first, number one round, sometimes you want to leave it so bad. Don't do it, because your next person's not going to be that way. Everybody you play is not going to be that guy, but you are going to run into that guy.
Well,
but most you're not going to, and most of them are super nice.
I went to a comic book store in Lawrenceville, and I was looking at some of their Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I was going through their binder where they had a bunch of their used cards, and these are the ones that were just tattered up, and you know, I was like 25 cents. You know, I was just kind of looking through the binder, and they were having this little tournament going on in the back, and this one guy's in there just screaming and cussing, and I'm just kind of sitting there, and I'm looking at this lady, and I was like, is that just kind of what she goes? He does that every time. We tell him, we've asked. She's like, you know, we've asked him, like, don't come if you're going to ruin it for everyone. And he shows up, and you're right though. Unfortunately, there are people out there that they do take it too serious, and it does. You know, it kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit.
And it's not. I mean, there. Also, those people who take it serious enough to want to cheat. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've played at shops, and I won't say the name of the shops. But I've played at shops, and I've played against people who cheated. And honestly, most of the time it wasn't for like a big prize or anything. And to me, if I go at F&M, so F&M's Friday Night Magic. I've probably said F&M a lot and didn't explain it.
You're fine.
So, and what it is Wizards, sends promo packs to stores, and Friday night is Magic. You come in and you play Magic at most shops.
Right.
Usually it's Standard. Some shops deviate, Commander, Modern. Modern's another format. Back up to Standard, I guess. Standard is a format that only cards in print you can play.
Okay.
So the last 3 sets, I think, maybe 4 sets, that's what's legal to play.
Okay.
Modern starts at a date, and right off the top of my head, I can't give you that date.
Okay.
But back further, and you can play from that date to now.
Okay.
And then there's also Legacy, which is pretty much anything except they have their own ban list, and ban cards are cards you can't play.
Right.
Or Restricted, where you can only play so many.
Amount,
right.
Of course.
And I don't get into those formats. Those are expensive formats.
Yeah.
So I don't play those. But for F&M, it's a casual thing, and even there's a website called Judge Academy, and it's how Wizards is now doing judges for Magic.
Okay.
And you sign up, you take the classes, you have to take a test to become a judge. And I've took a couple of those.
Okay.
A good bit, actually. But, and even it...
So they make you take class, the whole 9. Like,
they're online.
Right.
And most of it, though, isn't about the interaction of the cards.
Right.
And I've come to find out, and which was interesting to me. The first couple were interaction of cards, and that you understood how it works.
Okay.
And this is level 1 judge, because
right.
there's different levels. But then a lot of it is actually community building.
So that's awesome.
And, one of the things I said is your job as a judge, if, a shop owner, if you call me to be your judge, my job is to make sure people want to come back to your shop.
Yes.
They have a great time. The event runs smoothly.
Right.
So, Wizards itself have kind of built this into their thing, and, I don't want anybody to leave and not have a good time.
Right.
I mean, if you lost, you can be upset because you lost, but you could still say, wow, I had a good time.
Correct.
Because there's many of times I went to Friday Night Magic and lost all 4 rounds, but I had a great time. I played against, great people, and, and I just lost. And, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon is probably the same.
Yeah.
Magic's just variation sometimes.
Yes.
Sometimes you have a deck is fire.
Yes.
It is the top deck. If you go online, you see it's the top deck.
Yes.
It's winning, and you're playing that deck.
Right.
And you just lose.
Yes.
The card mixture isn't right or something, but you just go, hey, I'll be back next week,
right.
and I'll get y'all then.
Yeah, my brother, he used to compete in Yu-Gi-Oh! And his thing was he would run whatever, what they would consider the strongest deck at the time, and you'd run across those people that would carry the anti-meta decks.
Yeah.
So whatever deck was meta at the time, these guys, they built an entire deck just to wipe the floor with it. I mean, that's kind of what they did, and it was. He always said, it was a little frustrating, but it was always kind of fun because, people are spending money on getting these cards and making this deck as perfect as it can, and then you have people that are showing up sometimes with the cheapest cards, and they will wreck you all day. I mean, they really will.
And that's really like going to a small shop. That's what's really great, because you don't have as many people that. I don't know if Yu-Gi-Oh! And Pokemon use this term, but in Magic they use the term net decking. Okay. And what it is you go online, there's a million websites that show you the top deck, the best win percentage, and da-da-da-da-da-da. And at smaller shops, you don't have that many people that do it. You do, but, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
Because I read one of the pros wrote a book, and I read it, and he even says, the internet is a tool. If you don't use it to build your deck, then you're not using all your resources.
Right.
But you don't have to copy it. But you run into those people. At small shops, not so much. But at small shops, I like because you'll see the strangest decks that you've never even thought of playing, and you'll play against them, and you'll be like, this is garbage, this will never work, and then they just beat you.
Yes.
And it's like, I'm just like, yep, I got beat. And that's actually fun to me, because it's like, wow, I don't know what to say.
Yeah. So like I said, everybody at the beginning of this video, you'll see I kind of did. He said he did not have a huge collection, as you see. Like I don't have a small table. I mean, this is a pretty big table, and it's circled. So, I mean, Jeffrey, as you can see, like, you know, another thing that I've been mentioning on my videos is people actually, I mean, it's not just time and energy. Like, people pour money into this, and there's just, I mean, what makes you keep, you know what, I guess that's the better question. What makes you, as an avid Magic player, you know, what makes you keep going, and like you see a new pack coming out or a new deck coming out where you're just like, you know what, I mean, even if it's a deck or, you know, we talked briefly off camera about, you know, about cards that are worth money, you know what I mean? So can you kind of touch on that and say, like, you know, I mean, you keep investing, you know, why should people, because I told you, I want to break the stigma. You know, we do have what I call, like, in the closet nerds, you know, these are the people that, they don't talk about it, they, you know, but they would love to get into something like this, you know what I mean? And so, and it's not just time and energy, like I said, you're investing money, and some of this, like I said, the value of this comes back. I mean, it does come back. And so, you know, what keeps you investing, and, you know, and just talking about just your huge collection and everything that you've poured, you know, like I said, your time, energy, and money into.
Yeah. So, like I was talking about, the standard format is a rotating format. So to play standard, you pretty much have to stay invested.
Okay.
You don't have to, you can buy cards.
Right.
And I feel like everybody that plays a card game, though, they do buy cards, singles and whatnot.
Right.
But everybody loves opening packs.
Oh, yeah.
And so, you know, you have to go, okay, a new set of Magic just came out.
Right.
It just became legal Friday, actually.
Okay.
Pre-release was the weekend before that. And since all this is going on, I didn't go to pre-release.
Right.
I played Arena. And Arena is a game that Wizards put out that you play on the PC. I think it's supposed to come out for Mac soon, but
okay.
And you play Magic, and that's what it is. You can play for free, but you have to earn coins and, you know, cards, and that's how you get cards, or you can spend money. I don't spend money most of the time. When pre-release comes around, like this time, I did like put $20 because that. As long as I win one pre-release, I can play 3.
Okay.
So I'm kind of banking that I win at least one of the first 2.
Right.
But, you know, and I know you are eventually going to open a shop.
Yes.
So
that's the goal.
This is from a player to a shop
yes.
owner then. I've been at some shops that hate Arena because they're taking my people and da-da-da-da. Don't feel that way.
Right.
Because Arena it's great for beginners.
Yeah.
Because it does all the triggers and, oh, this card interacts with this card this way, and this does this, and it does that for them.
So it does all the legwork for them. I
yes.
mean, and helps them get
yes.
more interested and maybe not feel so overwhelmed.
And the card shop I played a while ago, there were several people that I met that I've never played Paper Magic. This is my first time at F&M, and, you know, oh, really? Why are you playing it? Oh, well, I play Arena.
Right.
And, you know, it was fun and all, but, you know, I wanted to interact with people. And I'll tell you, I play Arena. It's not like playing Magic in person. It's not.
Okay.
Because in person, you interact with people, you talk with them, you could see them.
Right.
And Arena's fine. I use it mostly for deck testing.
Okay.
Because with Arena, for me, I can get cards without spending money. I just have to play games and win games.
Right.
So I just grind until I get the deck I want to test. I put it together. I run it. Okay, this deck's terrible. Didn't work.
Right.
Back to the drawing board. Or, this deck is amazing. Let me go get the paper cards.
Right.
And it's a way for me to investigate a deck before purchasing it.
Okay, so you're a little bit, I guess you'll say you're a little bit, I mean, you put a lot more thought before you start going and making the purchases. You put a lot more thought in it because you want to make sure the cards you're getting are what you want. Right?
Yes. Well, when I make a deck, usually like a standard deck, I'm going to play that deck for a while.
Okay.
So I need to know, do I enjoy playing this deck? Because that's my number one thing. I don't care if it wins or loses. Do I have fun playing this deck?
Okay.
Because if it wins every time and I don't enjoy it, I don't want to play it. Period.
I actually really admire that. I mean, seriously, I truly admire
I'm
that.
a competitive person when I need to be.
Right.
But in general, Magic to me is a game, and it's fun. And I don't, like I said, if this deck wins 100 times out of 100, but I'm just like, okay, do this, do this, I don't want to play it. And it just, no. I'll just play this jank deck that wins 30% of the time.
Right.
But I have a great time playing it. Right.
Okay.
And, so with Arena, I can test my jank decks out before I go, But it really goes back like investing, like you were saying. So the best thing as a Magic player is to have a group of Magic players, is to make friends and everything. Because then you trade.
Right.
Because I don't have to spend as much money.
Right. And sometimes you trade up, sometimes you trade down. I mean, like I said,
never trade down.
I have because and like I said, I want everybody to know this. Like I have traded down before, but that's because sometimes when you're trying to get a certain card, and this one person hooks you up. I mean, I have before. I've taken the hit before. Where it's like, you know what? I would normally not do this, but you helped me get what I was wanting.
Yeah, that's kind of different, but well, and that's another thing is with Magic players, with me and the group of people I play with.
Right.
If we're at a shop and someone new and we're playing someone new,
right,
we don't just roll over them. We don't.
That's awesome.
Because I want them to have a great time. If you open a shop, I want your shop to succeed. You know why? I need somewhere to play Magic.
That's very true.
I need somewhere to buy cards.
That's very true.
Like I said, the pre-release just happened. The new set just dropped. I had to drive to Loniga to get it. I'd rather drive, across town and coming to get it. I work in, off exit 13. I'd rather just leave work at 3:30. Hey, Zachariah, I'm here to open boxes, you know? And, so when the people I know see a new player, we don't just destroy them. And sometimes, if it's F&M, I'll let them win. I can tell you a story about this shop, and I don't know if you want me saying names of shop or not.
No, you're perfectly fine. Like I said, this is for everyone. I think I'm a little bit different. I'm not going to say, hey, like, we need to be focused on, that's not what this is about. Like the whole point of Fire and Ice, like I said, we want to include everyone. So yeah, we're talk about it. Where have you been?
Okay. There's this shop that's still running in Dahlonega called Vendetta Games. Okay. And I've been going there for a while, and I go there because it's closer to my brother-in-law, and that's where he goes. That's who I play with.
Right.
And this other guy we know, he drives there too because we play there, and two other guys. Like, that's the community we know. Right. So there was one time this guy shows up. I don't know. I say younger guy, but probably about 25, maybe 26. But he has a son with him. Probably, I don't know. I'm terrible with age.
No, you're fine.
But he was young. Okay. Under 15.
Okay.
Probably around 10, 11. And, he's here to play F&M. And he's got a deck him and his dad's been playing on the table, you know. And, in F&M and all tournaments, you get paired up. They announce the pairings. Round one, they call my name. They call this kid's name. And I'm like, okay, let's see what happens. Right. And I sit down and start talking to the, young fella. And, I can clearly tell he's new. But he knows a little, but he's new. So, I'm like, yep, I'm going to do it. So I just take the dive. I'm 100% just, like, I didn't not play, but I didn't win on purpose.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I didn't make it obvious, like, I didn't just go. But, and I let him win. And, it was great for him. He was ecstatic, through the roof, boom. Right. So, and then the way Magic pairings work in a tournament, next round, winners play winners. Right. Losers play losers. So this little kid's name gets called, and my buddy's name gets called. So, and I'd already told my buddy, new kid, he's young, he don't know that much, and But he's super excited to win. This buddy, I'll just say it, and he might watch the video, and he can, whatever, he knows it's true. Sometimes he tries hard.
Right.
And for anybody that doesn't know, that's a term that a lot of people use in Magic is tryhards. And
right.
That's somebody who tries to win hard. And
right.
sometimes he's that way. It happens. But, me and my brother-in-law, my sister, and my wife's there, and him and his girlfriend. And, I persuade him. Because he's a smaller gentleman than me. And then, let the kid win. And then my sister, let him win.
Right.
So, he does the right thing. He lets
awesome.
the kid win.
Okay.
And basically, the story is the kid plays everybody in our group all night. Kid goes 4-0 because everybody just does the right thing, right? In F&M. He wins a prize pack. Maybe
right.
a regular pack too. I don't know. But he was ecstatic. And this kid, that was it. He
right.
was, and he was through the roof. And it was great because all of us have played Magic for years and
right.
years. One F&M doesn't mean anything to us.
Right.
Whereas for this one kid, and, that's how we are with new people, is we want you to enjoy yourself.
Right.
And, even the dad did terrible because nobody was going to let a 27-year-old.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care if you say, well, that's another thing in Magic you'll catch a lot. You'll sit down with somebody and the
right.
first thing is, how long you been playing? Oh, I just started playing. Oh, okay. And then they just walk all over you and you're like, you did not just start playing.
Yeah.
So, but like the dad did terrible. But, I don't remember me or somebody else in the group played him. And then afterwards, we were sitting talking to him. Well, let me see your deck. Look
right.
through the deck. Oh, well, have you thought about running this card? Oh, well, what does it do? And, we help him make his deck better. And
okay.
even, hey, have you thought about this card? Oh, I don't have that card. Pull out the phone, check the price. Oh, it's a freaking 30-cent card.
Right.
Hold on. Here's 4 of them,
yeah.
Because, all right, you just gave the guy $1.20.
Right.
But, his deck's going to be more competitive. He might win, and he's going to enjoy it. And he's going to remember that.
Right.
Hey, these guys, looked out for me when I first started. And maybe if he sees somebody who, oh, well, this guy's new.
Right.
Let me help him out. So, just kind of put it back into the community.
Right.
And really, that's, like, the game keeps me invested. That's why I keep buying. Because I want to keep playing the game. I want to keep being part of the community. And, with the expensive cards, Commander makes me buy expensive cards.
Right.
But I, myself, I used to have some expensive cards. I used to have some really pretty good expensive cards. I had to sell them. Whatever. I had, as I said, we moved to Florida for 3 months, moved back. Spoiler alert, if you move to Florida to get your tag, it's like $500. So, and then to move back, you have to get a new Georgia tag. So, so I had to sell a lot of stuff. But I had some nice, they're called Expeditions, and Magic had just came out with these, and they're special versions of cards.
Okay.
They're foil, and they have a strange border, and actually, we have right here. So these are the Expeditions that just came out. And so, see, it's borderless, and most Magic cards have a border, and that's a different artwork. And before they were foil, but I'm glad they did away with the foil because they bend and over time. But I had a lot of Expeditions, expensive ones. One of them was $500.
Oh, wow.
And I just had to sell it. Because as much as I love Magic, other things come first.
Right.
But I sold it to someone in our group.
It's awesome.
Because, and I had some original dual lands. So for anybody that doesn't know Magic, back in the day, Alpha was the first set, and then Beta, and then I don't know after that.
Okay.
Whatever. Revise.
Okay.
Revise had white borders. That was the difference. But there were these dual lands, and there's still these dual lands, and there's 10 because there's 5 colors in Magic. There's a pair for each. Now, it's been 25 years or whatever. These dual lands are expensive. And I had the most expensive one. It is the blue-red one, and it's Volcanic Island.
Okay.
And I only had it because I am blue-red through and through. I love blue-red. Blue-red is called Izzet in Magic. Because that's a long story. Anyway, Izzet because that's the guild.
Okay.
Is blue-red and it's Izzet, and the leader is Niv Mizzet. That's why it's called Izzet.
Okay.
Izzet are the shenanigans of Magic.
Okay.
They just do things without consequence. They just do experiments and just do stuff.
Right.
And that is usually how I play Magic.
Okay.
I'm like the Joker. I don't have a plan. I just do stuff. And, like, I loved it. I had this. It's called Scalded Tarn. No, Volcanic Island. And it's the original duel, and it was beautiful. I loved it because it was my colors.
Right.
But I had to sell it. But I sold it to my brother-in-law. And, you know, we had the accord, hey, you know, if I get the money back or if I get cards to trade, you know, hold that. Do not sell that.
Right.
You know, but my brother-in-law has a playset of the 10 original duels, and he's actually working on his second set. And he collects them because, like me, he played in 94 when the game first started. And it's just a reminisce of, I remember these cards. Because there's some cards I have that are banned in every format.
Right.
There's one I spent forever to find. It's called Yawgmoth's Bargaining.
Okay.
And I wanted this card because in 96, I think, maybe 94, you'll have to fact check, I don't know. Magic was on ESPN at 1 o'clock at night.
I never
Tour.
would have thought that.
Pro Tour. And the time might be wrong, the date might be wrong, but at some time when I was a kid, Magic was on ESPN. It was very, very late. And the winning deck of the Worlds was a Yawgmoth's Bargaining deck. And it was amazing to me on how the combo, that was the first time I really saw comboing off.
Right.
And combo, you know, 2 cards interact to win the game, basically.
Right.
And it was just so amazing that I'm like, wow, you know, but Yawgmoth's Bargaining was so expensive. But now it's banned in everything. You can't play it in anything. So it's so cheap, but it's still an old card, so you don't see it.
Right.
So, like, I see one, I bought it. Like, how much? And they're like, I don't know, $5 or something. I'm like, deal. And they're like, you can't play it in anything. I don't care. And it's, you know, me and my brother-in-law, there's some cards that just take you back to a simpler time.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you know, I remember seeing that, you know, when I was still in school, and my biggest worry was, hey, I got to get to Friday so I can play Magic, or, hey, I got to get to lunch so I can play Magic, right. You know. I didn't have to, hey, I got to go to work for the next 40 hours this week and all that, so, you know.
I mentioned that, you know, earlier this week in one of my videos. I think it was my locals, so it might have been my Friday night, you know, where I was talking about the memories, you know. When I was buying from these kids, you know, a lot of the cards that I got, they weren't the best cards. You know what I mean? They weren't. But it's amazing on how you can come across these cards. You can come across just something that not a lot of value to it, you know, not a lot of financial value to it. But as far as it, like, you know, you sit down looking at a card and you're like, man, I remember when I was younger and this was it, you know, and like I said, it does. It kind of takes you back to just a time when maybe during that time frame in your life you weren't going through what you're going through, you know, and it was just the less struggle. So, all right. Well, I mean, Jeffrey, if you're up for it, I'm ready to see some of your cards, man. I'm ready to see, you know, we've got 3 binders here. And, you know, like I said, I just kind of want to let you pick on what all you're wanting to show. You know, these are what you take pride in and, you know, what you're investing in. So I'd really like to start seeing some stuff.
All right. So, I said before off camera, I am what I like to call a player of Magic.
Okay.
I know 2 guys at Vendetta that I go to, and they're part of my group. They are what I call collectors. they have the cards we were just talking about,
Right.
the super expensive ones.
Right.
They have them, and they try to get them.
Right.
If I see a expensive card, unless it's a card I'm going to play, I'll pass on it.
Okay.
Because I put play value on a card. Am I going to put it in a deck? Am I going to use it? If it's going to sit in my binder, I usually don't get it.
Okay.
Because what good is it doing me sitting in my binder? And that's usually when I sell my cards, that's usually what happens. Like, my collection would be so much bigger, but really I go, like, you see 3 binders here, I have 3 more at the house that are empty because I just took all the cards, took them to a card shop, and sold them. Here, I don't know what they're worth, and I just show me.
Right.
Show me what they're worth here. And it's because that starts happening. Oh, I got 6 binders. I got 12 binders. And it's like, okay, if I'm not going to play it and nobody wants it, because I trade a lot when I can go to shops.
Right.
But, and, then you start holding stuff that, oh, well, I would never play this, but it's a playable card that somebody's going to want. So,
Right.
So, yes, my collection is more of playable stuff to me.
So the cards that you have, just so that everybody's kind of on the same page, the cards you have, these are cards that you would go back to and that you would continue using.
Yes.
So you don't necessarily like get a card and go out specifically looking for oh, this card's super rare, I have to have it.
No.
You collect the cards because, again, like you said, you're a player of Magic.
Yes.
So you want these cards that where it's like, I'm going to remake a new deck?
Yes.
Yes, I got these cards. Let's do it.
Earlier today, I was at my sister's house, and something came up on my, we'll say Facebook, I don't know.
Okay.
Star City Games.
Okay.
And they have a combo of the week or something, I don't know. But it comes up, and one of the decks I play, Commander, this is an infinite combo where you win.
Right.
And I go, I play that one card, and I play the second card. I never knew about the third card. Let me see how expensive. The card was 30 cents. And I'm like, well, I'll be ordering that. I'll be paying $3 for shipping for a 30-cent card. Right.
Yep.
So, yeah, I do that. The guys I was speaking about, yes, they want value.
Right.
And they're the ones, one of them is the ones I sold a lot of my expensive stuff to. Because
these are collect. I mean,
right.
These are honestly, like, even the cards you have now. Because I want everybody to know, like, no matter what trading card game you're playing, I mean, these cards, like I said, they do hold value.
Yes,
they do. So yes, you may not necessarily collect them for that reason, but again, you're sitting on there is value in these. And like I said, and so for those of people that are like, I don't want to play the game, but I would love to start collecting the cards. This is an actual financial investment that has the potential of paying off in the future.
Yes.
I mean,
asterisks.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Yeah.
Because I again can't speak for any other trading card, but prices can drop.
Oh yeah.
Cards can get banned.
Oh yeah.
Cards can get reprinted. And see, as a player, when they reprint something, I am ecstatic.
Yes.
Because now that $150 card is $75.
Yes.
The gentleman and I were talking about, they are angry.
Yeah.
Because they go, this binder has $5,000 worth of cards in it. This binder does not have $5,000 worth of cards. Not anywhere close. But that's how they'll...
Right.
This binder has $5,000. Well, they just reprinted this card, cut the price from $500 to $100.
Right.
Oh, well, now this binder just lost X amount of money.
Right.
Whereas a player, I'm like, oh, good. More copies so I can play.
Yes. But,
so,
I mean, you're right, though. That is with any card game. I mean, again, prices do fluctuate constantly.
Which I guess stocks are the same.
Yeah.
You be careful.
Yeah, they are. One thing that, again, I don't know about Magic because I'm diving into, new world here. But like with Yu-Gi-Oh! One thing that I think, even though they do a lot of reprints, I mean, they still do retain some value. They still do. They still, they're not going to be close to, what they used to be. But like I said, they also mark them different as well. And so, I mean, like I said, I get on TCG a lot, especially when I'm pricing up my cards. And I got on there one day, and I had pulled a Dark Magician Girl, the Dragon Knight, and one day this card's sitting at 30 cents. I got on there a couple days later, and the card had shot up to, it was something like $20-something. I mean, and that's just in a couple days. But then you can go back on there now, and I guarantee you the price is either going to be up or down. I mean, it does fluctuate every day.
Yes, and with Magic, sometimes they call them buyouts.
Okay.
And what it is somebody, a group of people, as an individual, I don't know how many people, but will go to Star City Games, TCG Player, blah blah blah, all these websites, Card Kingdom.
Yeah.
You know, and they will buy
all
every copy,
yes.
right? And a lot of this happens on the reserve list. In Magic, there's a reserve list.
Okay.
What the reserve list is a Wizard said they will never reprint this card or a functional reprint of this card, and that's so those cards hold value. It was back when the game first started.
Right.
It was a way for Wizards to say, "Hey, you can invest in this,
right.
and we're not just going to go, blush. Here's now your investment is nothing." So a lot of some people, but there's cheap cards on the reserve list.
Yeah.
But some people will go buy all the copies of it. Now they hold all the copies and they're not selling.
Yep.
So then when somebody goes, "Oh, well, I need a copy," well, now they have all the copies.
They're charging a butt
right.
for it. Yeah.
And it jumps from, it was a 5-cent card, now it's a $50 card.
Yeah.
And, so it's like...
people that do that kind of frustrate me. But again, that'll be a conversation for another day. But no, I really am. I'm really curious. I want to get into some of these cards here. So first and foremost, before we go, I'm going to move these binders off to the side. Yeah. I want to show off your wife's game mat. He showed this to me. Let's go ahead and turn it around. He showed this to me, and honestly, just look at the detail. I did not know that it was double-sided, so I kept messing with the corner thinking okay, he's got two mats here, and it's not. So if that wasn't beautiful enough, then you go to the other side. I mean, this is, I say it every time I'm doing a Magic opening video. The art, I just feel as though the artwork on any of their products is just so much better than what you would see with what kind of what you should see with Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon. I feel like it's so much more in depth and so much more sharp looking.
It's got better. Yeah. Because when it first started, it was terrible. I can tell. I don't have them with me,
right?
But I can pull up cards. The arts were terrible. To be honest, there was one card that had a burning pentagram in the back of the card, and it was like, what? What are you doing? How am I as a child supposed to bring this card home?
My mom and dad's going to throw the card away.
Are you kidding me? And there's some arts that were terrible, so
right.
it wasn't boom. But just to show you how deep in a problem I have about Magic, this mat is Avacyn. On the plane of Innistrad. We're getting to the lure here. Yeah. If you ever need someone for lure videos, I love lure of Magic. But this is Avacyn, the Angel of Hope of Innistrad. She was created by Planeswalker of Sorin Markov. Planeswalkers are mages who have a spark. And again, if you don't want to go into the lure for this video, that's fine. That has a spark and they can walk from different planes. And that's Magic's whole thing is... there's different planes you visit, and there's different planeswalkers, and there's conflict, and da-da-da-da-da. But Sorin Markov is a vampire planeswalker. He's one of my favorite. But he created Avacyn, and he's a vampire. He created Avacyn for his home plane of Innistrad because the vampires were running rampant, and they were killing all the people.
Okay.
And he needed someone to calm them down.
Right.
Hey, you eat them, but you don't slaughter them.
Right.
So Avacyn, he created Avacyn to hold that balance.
That is absolutely fascinating.
And,
Now, just while we're on it, can you explain to me, because I told everyone there's two sides. So...
Okay, so this is actually...
So,
not the original Avacyn.
So, while we're looking here, is there a difference between the two? I mean, the one that we're seeing here and then the one that's on the back.
Yes. So, we've been to Innistrad twice.
Okay.
The second time we went back, again, we have to go into some lore. There was a different planeswalker, Nahiri, who is a Lithomancer.
Okay.
Which is a rock mage. It's fancy rock mage.
Right.
But she summoned they're called Titans, Eldrazi Titans. Jessica, if you're watching, I know you love Eldrazi's. They're terrible. Summoned Jessica's favorite Eldrazi, Irmakul.
Okay.
Irmakul is the card form Irmakul. When it was first printed, it was a 13/13. It had a bunch of keywords, flying, all of this. And when you played it, you took another turn. Because these were supposed to be... So, in between the planes, there's the ether, is what they call it. And it's basically nothingness.
Okay.
But the Eldrazi exist in the ether. And no one understands them. They're just 3 titans. 1 titan now, but that's another video. I can go into this, but anyway, this is from the second time we visited Innistrad, this map.
Okay.
And Nahiri summoned Irmakul because Nahiri and Sorin had a problem. Again, we'd have to go into a whole video.
Right.
But they had a problem, so Nahiri said, "Oh, well, you messed up my plane. I'm going to call Irmakul to your plane, and he's going to destroy it."
Right. In
calling Irmakul, it drove Avacyn mad because she's supposed to protect. But she can't protect from a being that's... So it drove her mad. So on this side of the mat, I don't remember the name of the card, but this was the original side of the card. Okay. Right? And this is before she went mad. And then on the actual card, what happened was if a human you control died, you flip the card. And on the card was double face. So a human dies on the next turn, you flip the card. So you flip her into this one, and again, I don't know the name. And this was after she went mad.
Okay.
And on the card, it would deal 3 damage to everything on the battlefield.
Okay.
Because she's went crazy and she just goes berserk and starts killing everything.
Right.
So, this mat is a lot of lure. Because,
I'm going to have you back. We're going to have... seriously, I think we're going to have, we're going to do a video where you're just... I mean, I find this stuff fascinating, because I love backstories. I love being able to follow, especially with these games, I love being able to follow certain characters. So,
yes.
Like I said, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop in.
So, the first card...
No. All right, so hold on, do this a minute.